Okay, at 6:30, I'll call our meeting to order. Ms. Branham, did we notify the media?
We did.
Thank you. And I do declare that we have a quorum with 5 of 4 board members present. Ms. Nance isn't going to be with us tonight. Actually, Mr. Carpenter, I think, is here. He's just not in the room yet. So technically, we have 6 present when he shows up. To move forward, we need approval of our agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Any questions? All those in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Tonight, I normally do this like when we start, but I'll go ahead and do it now, and I want everybody to tell me something good. Who wants to start?
Me,
Okay.
we don't have a meeting next month. Can you get any better than that?
You've been waiting to say that. Heather?
Oh, something good. I'm thankful for air conditioner this week.
True, true.
I had a great vacation, so I had some time with my wife and was able to just have a time to unplug and just relax.
Fantastic, and I didn't even call you. For me, I'm just happy that I get to see my girls more this summer, so I'm excited for them to be in and out a little more. Joe?
Had an incredible Father's Day with all but one of my kids here to celebrate, and cooked and just had a great family time.
Good.
Well, I'm looking forward to my summer vacation. I haven't had it yet, so. looking forward to
Fantastic.
that.
And next, unfortunately, we had another employee pass away. It was a food service employee at the high school, and her name was Jerlene Wilson. And if you would just, I'd like to take a moment of silence for her, if you would. Thank you. And tonight, also just want to mention, well, I was going to mention Miss Nance, but she was having surgery today, and to keep her in your prayers, but she unfortunately wasn't able to do that. So we will, hopefully, she'll get taken care of in the next month or so, and she'll be back in August. Mr. Jenkins, excuse me, if you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Skipping ahead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Jenkins, would you lead us in prayer?
Let's pray. Our gracious Heavenly Father, it's our prayer that you will bless this evening, that you will give this board the opportunity to look at the decision that we need to be made and find wisdom and understanding so that we can do the business of this school district so that we can serve this community better. We're just thankful for the grace and mercy and love that you bring to us every day. In your Son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Now we will need approval for our minutes from the May 19th work session and board meeting, and also our June 5th special called meeting.
Yes, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for the May 19th work session and the board meeting on June the 5th and the special called meeting.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor of approving our minutes for the May 19th work session and board meeting and the June 5th special called meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And now tonight, we're actually going to move straight into executive session. So I will need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second.
Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're moving into executive session. In open session, and we do need to take action on, the executive session. If we could get a motion regarding certified contracts.
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve List A and List B for the certified employees.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions, discussion? All those in favor of approving the certified employee contracts for 25-26 school year on List A and B, and please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Those are approved. And now we will move into the superintendent's report.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Just want to share, this was during graduation, but I don't think we've really met since then. But, our Maddie Dasher was our valedictorian. San Juana Cruz was our salutatorian. So very much I'm proud of both of them, both of those ladies, for being number 1 and number 2 in their class. Teacher of the Year, I know we had the our employee recognition, but just want to kind of share one of these posts that we had the induction Teacher of the Year from Ford. She's the top middle, Brianna Spears. As part of our support staff of the year, we had Crystal McGowan, who is a mental health counselor at Lawrence Middle. She's the bottom left. And then also our Teacher of the Year, Jamie Flanagan, elementary teacher at Lawrence Elementary. She's the top right on this screen. So very proud of our stellar students and our outstanding teachers for being recognized for their accomplishments. Also, we have curbside pickup. Summer Meals is going on. Wanda's crew continues to do a phenomenal job with feeding our kids. We have some of our locations are eat in, some of them are pickup. So the 3 locations currently are Lawrence Middle, Hickory Tavern, and Waterloo are the car side that they can pick up once a week and pick up 5 lunches and 5 breakfasts as they go through for those schools. Also on July 2nd, Gray Court and Sanders will also swap over to be car side. So far as of breakfast this morning, they had already served 41,544 meals to our students in the community and during our summer programs. Want to just kind of give a shout out to our summer school. We're hosting at Lawrence Elementary, Sanders, Gray Court, and the high school. The programs we have: summer reading camp, 21st century Cert Up, and summer PE, and also content and attendance credit recovery at the high school. We're currently serving 358 students during summer school. And is the video not right here, Danny? Okay. So we have a short video on our summer school.
This year, we are excited about Lawrence County School District 55's 2025 Summer Learning Programs. Our summer programming's goal is maintaining student engagement and progress during the summer months. We aim to achieve these goals utilizing 3 methods: prevention, addressing learning loss; enrichment, offering new experiences and skills; and acceleration, helping students who need to catch up academically. Our focus areas are academic and enrichment. Our academic focus covers English language arts, math, science, or specific remediation. Enrichment activities include arts, sports, STEM workshops, and field trips. Here in Lawrence County School District 55, we are proud of our 5-star summer program, and we are excited for the future that it ensures for our students, community, and world.
So thanks again to Bryant Kirk White for creating that for us. It was just a little snippets of what we've been doing in our summer programs and with our students that are participating in those programs at those schools that we just mentioned. Also, just a reminder, teachers will start on July 28th with our opening session at 8:30. Would like to invite all y'all to that for the opening session. That'll be at the high school. Be a short session, probably no more than an hour and a half, to be able to just kind of welcome all of our teachers back in, set the stage for the next year, and also the remainder of the day will be district-wide PD, where they'll be breaking up into different content areas and subject areas for their professional development. But if y'all could come to the 8:30 session, you're more than welcome to.
8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m. Yes, ma'am. Not 8:35.
Or 8:45.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
And that's at the high school?
It's at the high school. And also, students begin on August 5th, so just trying to make sure that that's out there. Some of the old calendars are still floating around, so we're trying to push that out as much as possible, just so that everybody is aware of the calendar change that we made the last 2 months. And so open house is scheduled for July 31st at all schools. Times will more than likely be 3 to 6 for everybody. We're trying to just standardize that across the district, so everybody will have that. But also, if a parent's going to multiple locations, that gives them enough time to hit 2 to 3 schools if they need to. And then I'll turn it over to Dr. Harris.
Thank you all. Dr. Pillen just wanted me to go over some information with you about Anderson Drive, that property that we proposed to purchase for the district for the purpose of a new bus office, having our transportation office over there. Very quickly, I've just got two quick slides for you. We're talking about 6.43 acres. Again, new site for our transportation office. A couple of things. This would assure buses are not sequestered in case of a campus emergency at LDHS. That has happened before when we've been locked down out there in the afternoon with things going on and couldn't get the buses off the lot. It would also make room for future expansion on the high school campus. It's a good central location for our buses, right down by the Y, of course. And we have gone through approval for our desired use of the Department of Transportation and also the Office of School Facilities. So we've talked with those people and gotten their approval for that. We're going to be using budgeted money if this is approved, from budgeted capital money if this is approved. This would not be general fund money. Funds have been budgeted for a lot of different things. Land preparation, and that could take place at a pace decided by the district. We could do that as quickly as we need to, or spread it out as much as we need to, depending on our financial situation. Fencing upgrades would be a part of that. That would include some new, probably right up front would be new fencing, and then the property is fenced around, but there is some repair that would need to be done in some different areas. We're looking at gravel for a lot of the parking and some asphalt work, and we have not determined exactly how that would look, but buses would likely pull in that front gate, go all the way to the back of the property, and then come around and park. So there's good room there to get everybody. We could get a lot of our buses in a line there, get them out of Highway 76 in the morning out there waiting to get in. Also, clearing, leveling, grading, of course, all that type of work has to be done. We might be able to do a little bit of that in-house with our maintenance people. We do have a tractor and some ways to do a little bit of that stuff. Moving and set up at the current transportation office that's at the high school. That's a portable office. We could move that over there. That does not cost a great deal of money to get that done and have it set up over there. So that's one cost we won't have to have much in for this particular project. Moving and again, upgrades to an existing on-site building. There's a building in the very back of the property that is a tall shed-like building, but it's big enough that a bus could actually drive through. There's doors on either end. There's a concrete floor. A bus could drive through one side and out the other, so we feel like that'd be a good place for some maintenance to take place. maybe some cleaning of buses to take place, and it will be enclosed. There's heating in there, no air conditioning in there, but there is some heat. We'd have to think about things like that. The roof probably needs a little bit of work. It's got some age on it, but we could use that building that is already on site. Of course, utilities cost, it's set up for all the utilities. We would just have to go through getting all that in place, and then safety, security, and technology costs would be something that we would have to look at. Some cameras on the property, probably some access systems for the gates, and then technology for the office would be what we'd be looking at. So that's our proposal, and just any questions that you might have, I'll try to answer for you.
I want to make sure I understand too. So this property would be, instead of parking and storing buses on at the high school, they would be moved to here, right?
That's correct.
And the whole transportation office would be moved to that site.
That's correct.
And that way, if there is a shutdown at the high school, you're not locking in these buses because they can't, in lockdown, they can't come off the property because it's locked down.
Possibly.
So it's an important, I just want to make sure I got this straight, so when people ask me about this,
Right.
that they understand that we've got, it's to the students' benefit that we get these buses off those locations. Should, and hopefully it never happens, but we have a shutdown at the high school.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Dr. Harris, how long would it take, once the property were in district hands, how long would it take to make all of this happen, to actually move the buses and the transportation office there?
I couldn't give you a real good guess at that. Once we get on it and start cleaning it up, we'd have a little bit better idea of what we're looking at. But I think it needs.
I mean,
to
like
be cleaned
within the year, or?
We could do it within the year.
Yeah,
Yes, we could.
yeah, just a general.
Right,
understanding
as-
how it-
August 1st.
Yeah.
Better get this
I
money
think
approved.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you.
We could get it done within the school year,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, okay.
without a problem.
And so before, I know you need action on this to move forward. Have we agreed to a price with the landowner?
The price that's in the packet is pretty close to the exact number that he's pretty set on, so yes.
Okay, so do we want to make a motion included with the price, or do we want to make a motion just to let you move forward with this as it's presented here?
Dr. Finley?
I mean, I'm fine either way now, so.
Okay.
So you want to make a generic motion that we approve?
Since we haven't signed a document for
Right.
the sale, you
Yeah,
know,
we
if
just
there's any
didn't know if there was any
negotiating.
wiggle room for negotiations, that we didn't want to announce a price that we had
Right.
agreed on, or that y'all
We
had.
could just make a general motion and say we approve
The
this
600,000
capital
that's in the capital project would include the list that he gave you in the contract price.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can do it for that then. Like, that could be the motion for 600,000.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we approve the Anderson Anderson Drive bus lot project for a capital fund of up to $600,000.
I'll second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor of approving the motion to allot $600,000 out of capital funds to the Anderson Drive bus lot, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter. The motion passes.
Thank you. One additional thing I just want to let you guys know is that the Sanders Building, we're down to a very short punch list. They're working through that. And furniture will be delivered over there the week of July 14th. And we're full go, and we'll be ready to go.
For the start of school.
Yes,
Perfect.
active boards are ordered and should be delivered this week. So
I think they
Perfect.
actually came in today, is what Danny said. He had a shipment today, so.
Okay.
So,
Thank y'all.
and then to kind of go on along with that, we'll schedule an open house and kind of get that out so we can have a grand opening also, so.
Excellent.
All right.
Dr. Penland, I know the next thing on the list is the administration organization. If everyone agrees, I would like to move that we table that
Okay.
to our next meeting. But if anybody wants to move forward, I'm happy to move forward, but I move that we table that. So,
Do we need to make a motion to do that?
I think we should. Yeah.
Are you making the motion, or you?
I make a motion that we move, or that we table the administration organization until the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll second. Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Dr. Finley. And now we move to Mr. Wallace.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good.
You should have received a copy of the financial report for May of 2025. Balance with the treasurer on May 31st was $13,534,797. Fiscal year-to-date revenues for the general fund revenue through May were $55,100,948, with general fund expenditures of that same period $51,806,885, for a difference of $3,294,063 for the 11-month period. Tax collections for the month of May were $1,032,419,000. Does anyone have any questions on that report? Okay. This month, we're bringing the general fund budget for the year ended June 30, 2026 before the board for approval. We discussed the changes from the previous version from first reading during our work session earlier today. Overall revenues were increased by $338,000. This includes an additional $400,000 increase related to the requested 4.9 mil increase for in-county operating millage. This increase is partially offset by a decrease in the final projection that we received from state funds. On the expenditure side, we decreased by $560,000. Most of that is a drop in headcount that reduces salaries and benefits. Besides that, we will be reducing our budgets for travel and supplies. The only increase from first reading was related to cleaning services to reflect an additional school that was left off of the initial contract proposal. Combined, these changes in the general fund budget give us $61,659,000 in both revenues and expenditures. So we do have currently a balanced budget. This would include teacher salaries increasing by $1,500 per step in accordance with the new state minimum salary schedule. A new teacher with a bachelor's degree would make a minimum of $48,500. Bus drivers would receive a 2% increase in the state portion of their hourly rate. Student nutrition employees, while not a part of the general fund, would receive a 5% increase. All other salary schedules have been frozen from the 25-26 to the same level as 24-25. And employees paid on those schedules would still receive a step increase, but the amount of the steps would stay the same. Any employee that is not paid on a salary schedule would receive no pay increase, and that is something that we would like to revisit after we receive our 45-day allocation adjustments from the state. This document also includes a list of planned capital projects for the June 30, 2026 fiscal year. These projects would be funded through the issuance of general obligation bonds, which we issue every year. The resolution to approve that bond issuance would be brought before the board at the August meeting. And just to be clear, the $600,000 that you just voted is actually included on that list. So obviously there would not be two $600,000, but it would be included on that. The $600,000 is included in the list that you'll be asked to approve tonight. The implementation of the budget does require board action, since the budget includes a 4.9 mil increase to 172.4 mils. A vote to approve this budget would also be a vote to approve the millage increase. And at this time, we would be requesting for board approval for the general fund budget that is presented for second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Lawless. Are there any questions or discussions? I know we talked at length at our budget work session just prior to the meeting that the public was invited to.
Did anybody come to the public? Did anyone come from the public for?
For the 4 o'clock
Yeah.
meeting?
No one was at the public hearing. There may have been some people online for the work session, but I don't know.
Did we make that information public?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than the agenda, was it like posted on the
It's
District
You're
advertised.
required by state law to put it in the newspaper.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
As far as that policy goes for announcing that, I would like us for revisit that policy and make some changes. I think that should be put on the district website as well as any district social media. I don't think not that many people get the paper anymore. And
I
that's
do
the only
agree
place
that the
it
paper
would
has kind of fallen
put
by the
at.
wayside.
We'll bring that policy back in August.
Yeah.
And my other concern is it states that it should be done 15 days ahead of time, but I only saw it in the June 11th edition.
By the time because our local paper only prints once a week, we send it in 15 days, but it didn't actually publish until less than 15 days.
Okay. Any additional questions or discussion?
Is there a way that we can split the vote? I want to make sure, because there's two things, right? One is to approve the 24, the 25-26 budget, and a separate vote on the increasing the millage.
The millage. Okay, so here's where we are. As I think everyone knows, in order for a vote to pass or a budget to pass with a millage increase, that has to be agreed to by the 56 board as well. They are also meeting tonight. They were presented or are being presented with a budget with the same millage increase. They have two options that they're voting on. They're voting on their millage increase, and as an example, if they voted no, or if we vote no, then they have a plan B that that's on the table. So when they vote, if they vote yes for the millage increase, but we vote no for it, and they know that that's off the table, then their plan B is automatically effective for their budget. So they've got that plan B. So for us, I don't know that you can separate the two. I mean, I think we could separate the two and vote on a millage increase, but then we would need to vote, we would have to know what that dollar amount was. That would be coming straight from that, because then at this point, unless there were additional cuts made, then that would come straight out of our fund balance. Is that correct?
That is correct. We would have, the amount that we have factored in related to the millage increase is $400,000. I would say that if the board did not approve the budget, including the millage increase, that we would then go back, revise the projected expenditures to balance the budget and approve with a slightly smaller budget by $400,000 less.
So our options are to vote, we vote as it's presented, as the millage increase, as presented. And if we want the next step to be that they look for reductions instead of pulling from the fund balance, then we would have to come back for another meeting, or we could have a phone call meeting, not necessarily an in-person meeting that we would need to do by next Monday.
Needs to be in place before June 3rd.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Mr. Jenkins?
Well, I guess with all of the information that we've gotten around our budget and the finances, there's part of me that says I need to think about this a little more before I put a rubber stamp on increasing the property for our commercial. I know, correct me if I'm wrong here, Mill Village increase doesn't affect your private homes. It affects whatever business. That means if you have a second home or you have rental property, it only affects those.
Cars, boats,
It would affect your
Cars,
other
boats.
personal property,
No,
yeah.
cars and boats. I got a lot of cars.
Any taxable property that is not an owner-occupied residence.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and it sounds like we need to take a vote because District 56 is also taking a vote. So we got to
Yes.
come out with something to say yay or nay on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can vote, and then we can have a second vote if we wish, depending on how the first vote goes, if we want to address that. So as it's presented right now, Mr. Lawless has presented a balanced budget with a millage increase, a tax increase, to the board. So in order to move forward, we would need a motion in order to carry that through.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we approve the budget that includes a mill village increase.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any more discussion or questions? We have a motion on the table, so please, if you approve the budget as presented with a millage increase, please say aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter. All right, so that is that. So now, would you like to address the $400,000, or would we like, I
So-
would love to take care of it tonight if
Sure,
possible.
and what we can do is if we pass, I'm just sitting here thinking through some options, you know, we have already talked about some areas that we felt like we could still trim. There's still a few cuts that make it happen. So we could pass the budget less 400,000, and we can either come back with the plan and you do a call-in vote, or you can allow us, if you go ahead and pass it with a $400,000 reduction, we can bring that back in August, knowing that.
And no millage increase.
With no
Correct.
millage increase. So it would be passing the budget knowing that we would come back in August with the revised plan, less than $400,000 than was presented today. So we wouldn't have to come back at the end of the week. But if we need to come back at the end of the week, that's fine too. But we can definitely send that out in updates of, you know, our plan, but it would be voted on in August.
So do we need to take a vote?
We would have to take a vote.
You'd have to approve
Yeah.
the budget as is, less the $400,000 millage increase.
I'm good with that.
And then if you have additional, if you don't find the 400,000, then you come back and say, okay, we need at least 200,000, and we
Yes.
go from there in August. But you've got a place to start. Okay.
Yep. So I'll make a motion that we accept the 25-26 budget less $400,000 as presented in the information that was provided to the board.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions, discussion? Okay. All those in favor of approving the budget as presented for 25-26, less the $400,000, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what am I doing? It's like I'm done. Sorry, we have more business. Oh, well, maybe not. Ms. Random, I show that we did not have any public participation for tonight. Thank you. And with that, with no further business on our agenda, I will adjourn us. Thank you.
Thank you.